So we had now discussed about the importance of OB. Like OB helps to understand people behavior. It helps to understand job satisfaction. It helps to understand about like reduction of absenteeism, reducing employee turnover. Like that, so many points we have discussed. Now, disciplines and scope of OB. I have already told that OB is an interdisciplinary subject, or it is a multidisciplinary subject. It means it is having contributions from a variety of other areas as well. Like as I told you, psychology, sociology, social psychology, anthropology, political science. OB is consisting of many elements or many contents which are coming from various other disciplines. So here you can see in this chart. This chart explains or gives an overview of the major contributions of various other disciplines in OB, in the study of OB. Like you can see psychology is connected with learning, motivation, training, selecting employees, stress management, personality of an employee, etc. Social psychology, like that is social psychology, much more deeper. It will explain about change, attitude change, behavioral change and all. Then political science is concerned with power. Sociology is concerned with power, intergroup behavior. Anthropology is consisted of attitudes, values. Then power again, conflict. All these things are coming, or it's all being contributed by various other disciplines as well. So here you will see how these disciplines like psychology is explaining or study about the human behavior. Then sociology explains again about the relationship between the fellow human beings. Like psychology is about individual behavior, we can say, studying about or understanding about individual behavior, like how they are learning, their personality, their counseling part, all these things come under psychology. But sociology is coming under, or we can say sociology is related to how the behavior with the fellow human beings, like how they are dealing with others, how they are interacting with other people, those things. Then then comes like how they are working in a team, how a group could be formed, how the people are interacting in a formal group or an informal group, how they're communicating with each other. All these things come under psychology. And social psychology is there. Then there is anthropology. Then there is political science. All these things are contributing to, or all these approaches are contributing to organizational behavior. Political science, we can say that it will help to understand about conflict in an organization, power sharing or power allocation in an organization. Many of such things will be coming from political science. So we can say that in an organization we can find these aspects. We can find little bit elements of psychology, sociology, anthropology, political science, everything in an organization. Now here we will see evolution of OB, how it emerged. Is it a new concept? Now here so many experts were there, so many management thinkers were there who had contributed to the growth of organizational behavior. Like early management thinkers were there. Early management thinkers, some names you have to remember: Frederick Taylor, Max Weber, Henry Fayol. These people, again, we can say these all these people have contributed to organizational behavior. I mean that Frederick Taylor, you might have learned in BCom in management, simple management, you have learned about Frederick Taylor, known as the father of scientific management. For him, that is, he had focused very much through scientific methods, or he had tried to improve the efficiency or production in an organization by using scientific methods. That is, he did not put much importance, or he did not give much importance to the human element in an organization. Rather, he wanted to improve the production come what may. So here we can say that that is what his contribution. Taylor's so many scientific principles are there. Same way there is Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, the couple, husband and wife team. They have made significant contribution to in this area through fatigue and motion studies. Fatigue means getting tired. Getting tired मतलब थक जाते हैं. Motion studies means movement studies. मतलब क्या होता है कि through this study, fatigue and motion studies, they were able to understand unwanted movements can be eliminated. मतलब कैसे होता है कि these people, they understood that fatigue and motion were interlinked. कभी कभी क्या होता है, एक छोटे से काम के लिए भी एम्प्लॉयज को बहुत बार मूव करना पड़ता है. So using many cameras and all, they try to understand how many times these people are moving and what could be done in order to reduce the movement and thereby reduce the fatigue. So here take example there. Example means the one study has given over here. They studied about laying the brick by the workers. They started identifying the unwanted movements and how by reducing the unwanted movements, they can improve the employees' productivity. So they understood that by learning about motion study, it will help to improve the workers' morale. These are all initial studies in organizational behavior. Again, all these are related to the employees only. And similarly, they also understood that monotonous work, not only monotonous work is responsible. Monotonous means same type of work, routine activities. It is not only the routine activities, but rather management's interest. The company owner's interest also is equally important. That is one another study. Then comes Henry Fayol. Fayol's contribution to management studies is immense. He is known as the father of modern management, and his 14 principles are there. Fayol's 14 principles of management explains about 14 important things which are supposed to be there in an organization. So here it is again in the 14 principles he has told about certain principles like which were very much people oriented or human oriented, like stability of tenure. Stability of tenure means employees should not be unwantedly, they should not be laid off. If an employee is being hired, give that employee some period to get adjusted in an organization. Instead, एक को हायर करेंगे, 2 महीने के बाद उनको निकाल देंगे, फिर दूसरे को हायर करेंगे, उनको भी निकाल देंगे. There will not be a stability of tenure में, मतलब means an employee should get the time to get accustomed, to get adjusted to the organization. Then equity. Equity means fair treatment. Equity means fair treatment, then fair remuneration, balance between authority responsibility, esprit de corps. Last word you see over here, esprit de corps. Esprit de corps means teamwork, spirit of working together. So this contribution again, Fayol is considered as the father of modern management. Like his contribution is immense, as I told you. He has given many such theories and all which explains how human beings or employees are to be considered as a very important asset in an organization. Then comes human relations movement. Now, this particular concept, this human relations movement, it is part of an experiment which was conducted in USA. Okay, now this experiment was undertaken by, or it was known as the Hawthorne experiments. Hawthorne experiments, and this was conducted in an organization in between 1924 and 1932 in USA. The company's name is Western Electrical Works. So they try to understand again the relationship between employee working over here. So here you can see Hawthorne studies. This study is considered as to be the beginning of the study of organizational behavior. So here what happens is that this study was conducted by a person known as Elton Mayo and group of his people. This study is expanding, or it is consisting of 4 different phases, 4 different stages. It is ranging for between these 4 stages. First one is known as Illumination Experiment. Illumination means lighting. Okay, so this, what they did was they tried to understand whether the lighting conditions in a workplace is connected to with the productivity of workers or not. What they did here was they tried to do this test with the help of or by changing the conditions of lighting for different group of workers, and they understood that sometimes with an improvement in lighting conditions it improved. Then comes relay assembly test room. This is again another set of experiment. Here two groups where people were selected. They were kept in separate rooms, and different factors were considered. For one group, the wages were increased, rest rooms were provided, their rest periods were increased. Such kind of changes were there. Same way, the other group was again also monitored. What they understood is that productivity and morale of the group, it was continuously checked during this period. They understood that even when the improvements in physical working conditions were withdrawn, productivity were more or less the same. So they the productivity and morale were maintained. So they understood that sometimes making people work in small groups and giving them a chance to participate in the work related matters, and they were not much supervised as well. Okay, they were not much supervised. So these kind of activities can help in improving the productivity. Then there was third stage, mass interviewing program. In mass interviewing program, a large number of employees were taken together. They were interviewed to understand the reason for their productivity. They were given a chance to talk freely about the matters which were considered important to them. Then came last experiment, bank wiring observation rule. Here what happened is that again some group of employees were selected and they were kept under observation for around 6 months. And they were again monitored. They expected that more efficient workers will put pressure on less efficient workers, and these people will be completing the work on time. But it was found that there is no such influence. They felt that good workers will create an influence on the less performing workers, and that will bring a change. But it was found that there is no such thing, but the group itself made a standard of output, and accordingly only they behaved. So this study, known as the Hawthorne experiments, which was conducted by Elton Mayo in USA, in a company in USA known as Western Electricals. This is considered to be marking the beginning of the study of organizational behavior. Now, there are certain, what did we understand from here? Conclusions of the Hawthorne experiments. It was understood that the social and psychological factors, not just physical working conditions, are responsible for workers' productivity and job satisfaction. That is, an individual's behavior, the work conditions, their societal conditions are also equally responsible. Then, the informal and interpersonal relationship between workers definitely is influencing the workers' behavior, and that is helping in improving the performance rather than formal relationship here. Then, employees are working better when they are given freedom in decision making, and especially freedom in decision making in matters which are actually affecting their interest. Then, employees will also work more efficiently when they believe that the management is concerned about their welfare. When the employees are treated with respect and dignity, they will be contributing much more. Monetary incentives alone cannot increase the performance, but fulfillment of social psychological need is also equally important. That means money need not be every time the motivation behind job satisfaction, or it need not be every time the motivation behind improving the productivity. Then there should be effective communication between superiors and subordinates in order to improve the overall productivity. Special attention should be given. Freedom should be given to the people to express their views on matters, especially which are concerned with the workers. That will definitely help in improving the overall performance of the workers. So we can see that these things, conclusion means after studying about or after conducting the Hawthorne experiments, these were the findings we can see which they have understood. So what is the finding saying? In this we can see that how employees could be satisfied, in which all conditions employees' productivity is being increased. That is what they understood. And here you can see that whenever they are treated better, whenever they are given a chance to voice their opinion, definitely their performance is improving. When they are given a chance to talk better, when they are given a chance to participate in the employee decision making process and all, naturally their productivity is increasing. Same way, when the employees are treated with respect, their performance is increasing. So when the management is thinking about the welfare of the employees are working more efficiently. So all these things are giving a positive impact about how employees should be treated. It is actually helping to understand how employees should be treated, how especially how they should be considered in an organization. They should be considered part and parcel of the organization and not separate from the organization. Communication should be there between the superiors and subordinates. There should not be any kind of confusion in that. There should not be any kind of miscommunication in that. And along with that, special attention should be given to the people for, or their special things should be heard upon, which will definitely contribute to the benefit of the overall organization. And when the organization is working, means it is not only with the help of the management, it is not only with the help of the superiors. An organization is thriving, an organization's productivity is increasing because of the contribution of each and every employee working efficiently and effectively in that organization. So this study, as I told you, it was considered to be a initial step towards the study of organizational behavior. It is about Hawthorne experiments. So this is Hawthorne experiments is also known as human relations management. It was conducted in 4 different stages, 4 different phases, and groups where people were observed over here. People were divided into different groups, and their behavior was studied over here.